Next on Worcester News Tonight, police make an arrest after a bank is robbed inside this Westboro supermarket. And a senior citizen is recovering after being attacked in an apparent road rage incident in Barrie. Police are now trying to locate the suspect. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight with police making an arrest in a bank robbery. They say a Northborough man robbed the bank, and it happened in the middle of a busy supermarket Monday morning. It occurred around 11:45 at the Citizens Bank inside the Stop and Shop in Westboro. Witnesses tell police a male entered the bank and handed a note to the teller demanding money. A weapon was not shown and an undetermined amount of cash was taken. Tonight, Westboro police were assisted by Northborough police in the arrest of the suspect, 20-year-old Christopher Coleman. He's being charged with unarmed robbery and will be arraigned in Westboro District Court tomorrow morning. Emergency crews from several towns respond to a fire tonight in Oxford. Firefighters were first on scene around 7:30 this evening. They were able to put out a small electrical fire inside a home on Rawlingwood Drive. Firefighters were able to contain the flames quickly.
Most of the fire was extinguished. We did use a extinguisher to ensure that everything was extinguished. Some smoke damage. We were able to make sure the fire was isolated to that one location, so there was not a lot of property damage.
Worcester hires a new commissioner of health and human services. The city manager says they'll address the most pressing social issues facing the city. Dr. Mathilde Castile will assume the role later this month. She was most recently the executive director and medical director of Latin American Health Alliance. City manager Augusta says Castile brings a wealth of experience in the fight against drug addiction and homelessness. The commissioner of health and human services position was approved by city councilors this year. The position and department had been eliminated in budget cuts back in 2009.
She's someone who's known and respected both inside and outside city government and throughout the community. So there's no learning curve for Dr. Castile in terms of this position and the community.
Castile will begin work on the 28th. Police in Barrie are investigating a road rage incident that put a 71-year-old man in the hospital. Olivia Lemon spoke with police and has more details on the investigation.
This town all my life, and I can't remember something like this ever happening before.
I just can't believe it, and this is so outrageous of what people do behind the wheel of a car.
People in Barrie are shocked to hear the news. A 71-year-old man was pulled from his car and hit several times in the face. Police are calling this an apparent act of road rage. It happened Saturday evening near the Mass Water building on Route 122.
The townspeople here have a great respect for the elderly, and we're shocked and amazed that something like this would take place in a nice town.
Barrie police released this surveillance video showing the vehicles involved in the upper right-hand corner. A white car is being followed closely by a dark-colored SUV.
I don't know if he was looking for money. I don't know what he was looking for. But it had to be something, because that's just way too brutal for just a simple road rage.
Police say the victim's family was also in the car with him, but were not able to fight off the suspect. The victim was brought to the hospital and treated for cuts and lacerations to the face.
That's just really sad. Yeah, all right. To exercise that kind of energy on a retired person, 70 years old. Come on now. You know, you don't have any patience.
Something needs to be done to keep an eye on the elderly.
Barrie police are asking for the public's help to find the suspect. He's believed to be in his early 20s, short dark hair, and about 6 feet tall with arm tattoos. They're also looking for information about this black SUV seen nearby. Police are wondering if they have any information about what happened.
Keep your eyes open for the vehicle that they've described and the person that they've described.
They'll find him. Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Turning now to North Brookfield, where a high school was disrupted after a student found a .22 caliber bullet in a bathroom. Students were told to remain in class while authorities investigated. Our Andy Madison has the details on the investigation.
This lone .22 caliber bullet found in the boys' bathroom raised some suspicion at North Brookfield High School on Monday.
Could be shenanigans. It could be a threat. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Deb Warman lives across the street. At about 9 in the morning, she saw several police cars at the school and became concerned.
It's a little unsettling. There's been a lot of horrible stuff going on the last few years as far as schools go, so it's hard to tell if it's for real or not.
Authorities say the student who found the bullet told the principal. Students at the high school and the elementary school next door were told to remain in their classrooms while police from several agencies investigated.
For safety, we did check everything so we could see if there was a firearm, and there was no firearm.
We followed our protocol, and we were convinced by the end of it that there was no further issue.
No further issue and no threat to students. 2 hours later, the school day resumed as normal.
We believe it was probably a mistake that was brought into school.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
A new candidate is throwing his hat into the ring for mayor. Bill Coleman announced he will be a mayoral candidate in Worcester's 2015 election. Coleman finished 12th in the primary among at-large candidates last week. This will be his 10th at-large bid for city council. Coleman says city council needs more diversity, and he is the best person for the job.
Every voter in this city of Worcester, every color, every creed, every persuasion, anything to say, hey, look at me, I'm Bill Coleman. I've run for office. My persistent nature is I don't want to give up. I'm not giving up on you. I don't want to give up on this city.
Coleman joins Mayor Joseph Petty and City Councilor Michael Gaffney, who have already announced that they are running for mayor. At-large candidates have until tomorrow to opt out of the mayor's race. The general election is November 3rd. Well, police are shocked after discovering a 3-year-old child in the back seat of a stolen vehicle that was fleeing police. Patricia Nicholas has more.
Adam Lacroix of Spencer was arraigned in Western Worcester District Court this morning. He's being held on $75,000 bail for a crime which Leicester Police Chief James Hurley says was inexcusable.
Let's face it, you run from the police with a 3-year-old child in the car, you have issues.
Police say Lacroix was driving a stolen vehicle right down the street from the Leicester Police Station. That's when officers tried to stop him and he led them on a 10-mile low-speed chase ending in Spencer. Lacroix had his girlfriend and a 3-year-old child in the car. The female has not been charged and is still under investigation.
As far as that goes, we have to deal with some technicalities in the law. Did she know the motor vehicle was stolen was the big question.
Chief Hurley says the child was reported to the Department of Children and Families. Lacroix has pled not guilty to charges including reckless endangerment of a child, receiving a stolen motor vehicle, and failure to stop for a police officer. Prosecutors say he does have a prior criminal record.
What's alleged, Judge, going briefly in order of